Alright y'all, in this video we're going to be doing a full upper body workout. I'm going to show you the reps, the sets, and every exercise that I'm using to get to a 405 bench eventually. Hopefully I can get it within a year or so is the goal. Yeah, if you're new here, check out my other videos. I could do boxing, I do other fitness related activities. And yeah, if you're also if you're new here, make sure to, I'd really appreciate if you'd subscribe. And if you end up liking this video, leave a like. But yeah, enough talking, let's get to it, y'all. All right, you guys, starting out this workout, of course, with a bench press. Starting out strong with, right here is 255 pounds or 116 kilograms for, I think I got like 9 reps here. So the pursuit of a 405 bench is going to be, hopefully I can get it within a year or like within next year or so. But yeah, of course I'm not going to try rushing it. Try to stay injury free, eat, sleep, train, repeat. Yeah. So, and right here I'm doing some, I dropped some weight and did some sets of 8 with 2 plates. Here and there I was kind of pausing the weight, like on a few of the reps. And yeah. So, another part, like key part, I know I said like kind of already that eat, sleep, and train and repeat, but let's actually emphasize on the eating, the sleeping, and the training that it would take. So I got 315, and yeah, I had to start really taking my diet serious. I had to start training like more consistently and following a good program, which is what this workout in this video is going to be, is a part of a program I'm doing. But yeah, so about eating, I usually just like to start out with, eating a good breakfast, of course. At least get 3 good sized meals a day is what I like to say. And they should be, for the most part, clean foods. I try to stay completely clean since it's hard for binge eating. That's another thing I want to talk about, is if it's hard for you to stop like eating junk, like some people, they can just like take one cookie and just be fine and like tell themselves to stop there and they'll do it. And then there's some people that will struggle with that and they'll go from 1 cookie to like 10 cookies in like a few minutes. Like, it's kind of crazy. I'm one of those people. I'm particularly bad with sweets. So, yeah. Yeah, and right here I'm just doing some flat dumbbell bench. Typically I do incline dumbbell bench, but I've been switching it up here and there recently to kind of just add variety to my training, and also so it doesn't seem so boring, is more also what it is. But yeah, have a good diet. I mean, you can enjoy some things as long as you can handle not binge eating, especially on the junk. Like, it's one thing to like eat a lot of clean food, but binge eating on junk food, and which, like burgers, pizza, you know what I'm talking about, chips, cookies, whatever, you want to try to stay away from binge eating that stuff. And that's also why I said I try to stay away just altogether. I try to stay away from eating that kind of stuff. Yeah, here and there I'll have some cookies or chips or whatever, but for the most part I try to stay away. Right here I'm doing some chest supported rows, Right here, I think I have 135. On the flat dumbbell bench, I went up to a max of 100-pound dumbbells and I think I got like 6 reps. I went for a 7th and kind of just had to drop it. But yeah, and then I dropped down here to 90 pounds and did 2 sets of 8, 2 sets of 10, I think. I think that's what this was. 2 sets of 8 or 10, I think, is what I did here. Yeah, just a little, using the same weight pretty much, and just getting the feel, really getting a good squeeze on the back on the top of the rep, and then stretching at the bottom. Another thing I want to say is you don't have to go like crazy ultra stretching. What I mean by getting a good stretch at the bottom, it should be like a second or so, like 1 or 2 seconds at the bottom, and then just kind of explode back up. You know, keeping a steady pace throughout the set, and pushing them pretty close to failure or just to failure. And that's how muscles grow. Tearing them down and then feeding them with the right foods and sleeping. And that's another thing, is sleeping. Definitely get a good amount of sleep. You know, if you're younger, like in your teens, or if you're a kid, you probably should be getting more hours than if you were an adult. I'd recommend probably like 8 or 10, which I know that sounds like kind of crazy, but for the maximum benefit that sleep provides, that's kind of the sweet spot. And then for, you know, like me, I'm 21 at the time of doing this video. I try to get like anywhere from 6 to 8 hours of sleep. I really try to get 8, but sometimes that just doesn't happen. I have trouble falling asleep, except for leg days. Leg days, after a good leg day, I kind of just fall asleep. That's why I do it after I'm done with my job, my full-time job I work. But yeah, right here I'm doing just some cable rope face pulls. Right here, you really want to pull towards like your forehead and keep a straight line with the cable is good cues that helped me really feel it in my rear delts and kind of a little bit of my traps. You really want to feel these in your rear delts though. Yeah, just make sure to keep a steady pace and, you know, control the weight. You know, pick a weight you can handle. I like to pick one weight. I think right here I did like 60 pounds. It was real light. I just really burned it out for sets of 20. Yeah. Just make sure, you're keeping a straight line with the cable and your body. Like I said, just like the line of your forehead, in the middle of your forehead needs to be in line with the middle of the cable. Is kind of what I like to think about. But yeah, and right here I'm doing some strict barbell strict pressing, standing, or otherwise known as the OHP for short, which if you don't know stands for overhead press. Yeah, I just did these for some sets of, I think it was sets of 8. I ended up getting 10 reps on the first set with 135. And then right here, I just kind of kept it at 135 and did 2 more sets of 8. Yeah. You can do these without a belt. You can do these with a belt. It really depends how good your balance is, how well you can brace your core. I think a belt just, for me, helps kind of get a good brace. and just be able to produce more force and exert more power, which is going to help me move the weight for the kind of the desired number of reps I wanted to move it for this time. So yeah, I just belted up for like the last 2 sets. First set I didn't have a belt on, and then I kind of felt my back like swaying too much, my lower back. It was kind of, so I kind of just belted up and got a good brace. And about bracing, that's another thing I want to mention. You don't want to necessarily, like for long, hard sets of like 10, 15, 20 reps, you don't want to necessarily hold your breath too much. I know you'll hear people like say, no, you should just hold your breath. You should get a good brace and just keep it like that. But I think if you're doing really high reps on your accessories, and you're using a pretty good amount of weight, don't hold your breath, okay? Kind of just get a good brace and do like what I like to say, compressed breathing. So it would kind of be like, you'd kind of breathe in, or you'd flex your abs, is what I like to do. Flex my abs, then breathe in. Flex abs first, then breathe through your mouth and nose, just kind of all at once, and then hold it. And then as you're doing the reps, like hold it for like hold your breath for up to 5 reps, and then start like letting out little bits of air at a time. It's kind of what I like to do. Right here, I'm just kind of doing some tricep push downs, going pretty heavy on these, while also trying to keep decent form. But yeah, about the bracing, definitely get a good brace, breathe correctly, and you'll be good. You don't want to necessarily, don't get me wrong, like, it might happen regardless. Like, for different reasons, you might pass out or you might feel dizzy in the gym. But for the most part, you don't want that to happen. You want to be able to continue your workout in a healthy manner and without anything like that happening. But yeah, right here, I just did a drop set of I think this was 140 pounds on the tricep push downs. In this gym I'm at, it only goes up to 200 pounds, and I managed to get like 12 reps with that. But yeah, again, keep good form and control your reps. You don't have to like do them ultra slow. It really depends on your goals, but for hypertrophy and strength, just, control the weight reasonably, pause at the bottom, squeeze at the top, and provide stimulus on the muscle, and have constant tension on the muscle. And you'll be good. You'll grow. Right here, I just thought I'd do a little physique check. I'm sitting at around 98 kilograms of body weight at 5'9", or approximately 215 pounds. So yeah. All right, y'all, that's going to be it for today's video. If you liked it, leave a like, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell so you don't miss another one of these videos. And I'm out, y'all. Peace.